Hello, Loup Power District employees, retirees, family, and friends, and welcome to this month's edition of Canal Chronicles. As we move into the third month of our dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, the district is looking toward reopening our offices to the general public. We've been working with our customer service reps and the executive team here at Loup Power District to determine steps that we will take to open the offices. Currently, the district is looking at July 6th as the opening of the offices to the general public, but there will be certain restrictions involved. We've been working with our customer service reps to implement plans as they see fit to ensure that their safety is taken into account, as well as the safety of the public that comes into contact with our district personnel. We have plexiglass screens up at all of our offices, as well as directional locators to basically direct traffic into the district offices and out of the district offices. For those that are wanting to visit people within the district offices, we will have limited access at this point in time, as we're trying to keep that access down to a minimum if at all possible. Please work with your local office if you need to utilize facilities within the offices, and come July 6th, we will have an opening for our offices. More detail will be available on our social media sites and on our website, so I'd ask you to continue to pay attention to that as we look toward opening the offices. At this month's meeting, the board heard an update from management regarding repairs made from the 2019 mid-March storm event. Repairs are moving along well, and we're nearing the end of some of the repairs. We've repaired almost all of the breaches along the canal and are doing some work on survey work to make sure that it's in line with pre-2019 elevations, as well as compacting and adding rock and clay to various areas to shore those areas up. At the board meeting today, the board approved the repairs for the alternative design at the intake wing wall, and that repair will begin shortly. We've also completed repairs on the North Dike area and are moving forward on the repairs along the Horseshoe Dike. Those repairs should be completed sometime yet this summer, as the construction work for the Horseshoe Dike repair has been moving along very, very quickly. We're happy with all the repairs and hope by sometime later this summer or early this fall, most of the repairs will be completed, and then we can begin discussions with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission about next steps needed. We also need to file a water management plan with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to ensure that when we bring water into the canal, it is held within the canal and there's no leakage or seepage from the repairs made at that point in time. Once all this is completed, again, we will talk with FERC and let everybody know that we're nearing the end of the repairs. At that time, certain restrictions might be available and we might be able to open up the Headworks Park, although in what capacity it's unknown at this point in time. On the hydroelectric licensing front, there's been little activity over the last month. The district continues to wait on the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to provide comments on an October 2019 letter that was filed by the district. This letter contains certain concerns that the district has with regard to plans filed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service regarding low flow water flow in the Loup River and the Loup Power Canal. Once the district feels these concerns are met and the district's concerns are taken into account, a finalized compliance operation plan can be put into place, and a final license and final fighting over the license can be completed. We hope that's able to get done sometime this year, although that will be very dependent upon FERC to provide input to the district. Over the past several months, the district's been looking at refunding bonds that were issued in 2012. The 2012 bonds were issued for general operational purposes, and we had very attractive interest rates at the time that those were issued back in 2012 in the 2.5% to 3% range. We've been working with our financial advisor and others to do a placement for those 2012 bonds to refund those with banks in the area. I'm happy to say that we got some placement information that's going to provide a much lower interest rate, below 1.5% for refunding these bonds that will save the district approximately $250,000 to $300,000 a year. We've worked very, very hard to get this done, and I want to thank Chief Financial Officer Walt Williams on his diligent work and working with our financial advisor to get these placement offers in place and to help the district save some money in these difficult times. At the board meeting, the board of directors approved management's recommendation regarding a compensation package for a new vice president of engineering. I'm not at liberty to divulge any additional information at this point in time, but soon we will announce a new VP of engineering will be starting in mid-July. We're happy at this hire and we're excited to have this individual on board, and we're looking forward to working with him as we bid farewell to Ron Ziola in his retirement and have Ron work with this new individual for the next several months. Management provided the board with a high hazard safety area report, which is required under our license and under our safety plan that we filed with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. The district has two high hazard areas, one in Genoa and one in Columbus, and both areas must be protected at all costs in case of a breach along the canal. In the case we've had no safety issues in either of these areas since the safety plan has been implemented, and we were happy to report that to the board at this point in time. The board approved management's recommendation to hire Midwest Infrastructure out of Lincoln, Nebraska to do the alternative design work at the intake wing wall. This work will be started here shortly, as I said before, and should be completed by October 15th, 2020, which is the date contained in the contract, assuming no weather issues. This alternative design will very much protect the entirety of the canal at this point in time. We think it's a better design in the long run in case we have high water flows such as we experienced during the mid-March 2019 storm event. During the financial report, CFO Walt Williams provided the board with an update on the district's financial position. Although we had very low sales in May, overall May was a good month for the district. In addition to the low sales, we had very low expenses, as the district has been looking to curb expenses to the extent possible because of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The district improved on most financial ratios during the month of May, and we're hoping that this continues into the future. The board was happy to receive this report, and although they are concerned about some of the levels that are being proposed compared to the budget the district had approved at the beginning of the year. We will continue to provide updates as necessary in the upcoming months. I want to thank all of you for your patience as we've dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic. We're happy we're going to be able to open our offices back up on July 6th and provide face-to-face transactions with our customers. It's been a difficult process for all of us, and again, we thank you for your patience as we move through this time. Again, we will want you to have only one person per transaction come into the office and maintain social distancing as we continue to try to prevent the transmission of the COVID-19 disease throughout the East Central District Health Department area. With that comes to the end of this month's edition of Canal Chronicles. And as always, be happy and stay safe.